later on in the video I'll look into the typical running costs of a setup. But before we dive in, if you like these informational videos, please hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos. Right, so I'll be looking at 4 different scales of low-tech mushroom farming setups, and they'll range from 5 kilograms a week for hobby growers, for friends, to 10 to 20 kilograms a week, then 80 kilograms a week, which is a semi-commercial scale, and then finally I'll look at 1400 kilograms of mushrooms as an output per week. And for those of you thinking in pounds, you need to multiply that by 2.2, which I'll do when we get to them respectively. So what I'll cover is what a possible setup could look like and what are the costs associated with setting it up in that way. And then I'd like I mentioned, for one of these cases I'll be going into a lot more detail as in terms of what the operating costs are. And obviously the levels will be different, but the types of inputs, the processes and the outputs are similar across the different scales. So first up then is the hobby scale. 5 kilograms a week, that's about 11 US pounds. And what's the cost of a setup like this? Well, you'll be looking at spending anywhere between $100 to $1,000. And you can keep it really simple, and it does work like that, as you can see on your screen right now. That's just footage, time-lapse footage in a plastic container filled with a bit of fertilizer. Keep a humid environment, and it does work. Other examples you can think of is a 48 greenhouse or a fairly small hydroponics tent, both of which are readily available and you can modify them to grow mushrooms into. And of course, don't forget you can also grow outside in a mushroom bed, or you can have a dedicated area simply done with shade netting, for instance. And in this way you can feed your friends or your family, have a lot of fun growing mushrooms in a very easy, simple and not very expensive way. So once the mushroom bug is bitten, and we hear this a lot from people as they really get into it, want to grow more, what you can consider is growing on a small scale. What I mean by that is around 10 to 20 kilograms per week, which is between £22 and £44 or so. And a typical cost of a setup like this is anywhere between $2,000 and $5,000. It's normally done in a space that you already have. So within reason, most spaces can be converted. So if you have a garage, a barn, or a basement, chances are that you can use this to grow mushrooms in. One very easy way in this kind of scenario would be to grow in a hydroponics tent, and you can see that here we set one up. It's a really simple way to create an isolated, really easy to control separate environment from the room you're building in. So it's got some great advantages in that you can create this humid environment. It's got existing portholes, you can pump fresh air into it, take CO2 laden air out of it. So it's a really simple way to create a lovely keeping room where you are. So the next scale I want to touch on is the semi-commercial scale, and this is the one that I'll dive into a lot more detail on later on in this video. It's 80 kilograms a week or so, which is it's nearly 180 pounds per week. And this is the level that we produce at our urban farm in Exeter, which is what you saw on the first slide, the picture there, the fruiting room. And there's also one on the screen here, so there's a really good fruiting room. It's about 20 odd square meters, and it fruited oyster mushrooms beautifully well. And it's a really, really great strain to grow oyster mushrooms. It's fetches a good price, but it's also really consistent and easy to grow. So this is a range that we'll be looking, like I said, looking at this later on. We're also currently trying to set our farm up to reach this kind of output as well. And in terms of costs, what you'd be thinking of with a system like this is in the region of $20,000. And I'll provide, like I said, I'll provide you with a bit more detail and a breakdown of the setup, but also the running costs later on. One of the reasons I decided to make this video is that we also featured as a case study in a book by Richard Perkins. He's got a new book called Regenerative Agriculture, and if you haven't heard of Richard, do look him up. He runs an amazing permaculture project called Rich there in Sweden, and he's got a multitude of income streams there, ranging from microgreens to mushrooms to pastured poultry and eggs, and it's really, really great stuff that he's doing. But he does a lot of educating, and this book is a great example of that. So what he's all about is helping aspiring food growers to get going, and that is absolutely great. So this book is really great on the detail as well. So most mushroom books I've seen are very sparse in detail in terms of how much a setup costs in tells you all about growing techniques.
All right, let's see if we can get this dub, man.
In terms of how much it would actually cost to set it up. And this book is really into the next level of detail, really. It covers things like no-dig market gardening, microgreens, agroforestry, and way more. And as we helped put the mushroom case together, I thought I'd share it with you later on in this video. So then it's on to commercial scale farming, and for a commercial scale farming you'd be looking at spending north of $100,000 for a proper setup. I'd like to add we haven't spent that on our farm here yet, although the willingness for that seems to be getting there. So somebody who has spent at least $100,000 on their farm is Brian Callow over at What the Fungus in Canada. He spent this on a farm with multiple grow rooms. You can see one in the image here that was provided by a friend of ours.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Tonight, it's the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are, as we are off and running on EA Sports. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
Like I said, he supplies 45 restaurants seasonally. That's really great because it's all local food, and he's based in a popular tourist area, so I'm sure that they appreciate all of these locally freshly produced mushrooms. You don't need to grow at that scale, of course. You can grow much, much bigger. Next scale I want to look at is commercial scale is 1,400 kilograms per week. This is a little over 3,000 pounds per week, and that's quite a substantial output. These numbers are not quite as random as you might suspect. What they're based on is a working example from new practice
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. Well, you got to think Charles Atwin's on the quarterback, as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there, because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
And this is the same for these commercial farms that we're aiming to set up. So they used to set up farms with hugely expensive equipment, like huge pressure cookers and autoclaves, and now advocates a different, simple technique.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Vaughn, they'll try the left side. And they'll take this one up to about the 13. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now. Now this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
That is caught. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Vaughn on 1st and 10. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The Cowboys had 0-1 in the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. You talk about this Lions defense. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here's Prescott. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at the 34. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Another run for Gibbs here. Fights off the defender. And this will wind up the Lions' 1st down. His good running gets him to about the 44. Goff going to shift him around. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
To throw on 2nd down is gone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the 1st. We're scoreless after 1. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. They're going to look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. So the drive stays alive after the 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 inside the 30. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifting, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
From the red zone now, Goff. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Cowboys' 8-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Here we go now on 1st and goal.
1st and goal is right.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Touchdown! Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
15-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. He's still on his feet, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
It's going to be a tough season for us. They feel confident enough to run on us.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. I looked over to both sidelines. A lot of scrambling to find the helmets.
Yeah, you can almost, I mean, you know both sides are screaming sudden change. Because when sudden change happens, that's a defensive call to get back out on the field. There's been a fumble, so an interception, some type of a turnover. You've got to get back out there and play. These guys just want to get to the bench and gather themselves and regroup a little bit. Let's see if he's off.
And now off to the races, down the right side. He's on his way. Touchdown, Cowboys. Deuce his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 in quarter number 2. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculated, because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get something.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Boy, the action just coming fast and furious right now. If you got up to go get a drink from the fridge, you picked the wrong time. 2 long touchdowns.
Yeah, and that's how you answer a one-play drive with a one-play drive of your own. And you're exactly right. If you step away from the action, my dad took me to a Major League Baseball game when I was 8. I needed to go to the bathroom. Of course, while we're in the bathroom, grand slam home run.
Well, it tends to happen that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, my dad still hasn't forgiven me.
But no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Again, a run with Vaughn. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 116 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. And it's caught left side by Cooks. Prescott urging his guys to go quickly. They need to get up and set. A give running right is Vaughn. Calling with a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or two. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Prescott now from the 50. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. From the gun, it's Lance. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Dobbins is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Vaughn. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And now can they reverse the trend on 3rd and goal with the last 2 plays having gone backwards? To throw, it's Lance. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So they're able to get that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. On first down, it's gone. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw, gone. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Gone. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. What a real head-scratcher there. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up there. Either he has trouble with his opponent, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpired. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Here's Lance to throw it. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously, one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now, 14-13. So 3 points there on CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, and when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
So after the made field goal, back out is Aubrey to kick this away. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 125 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
This 2nd and 4. Now gone. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And St. Brown going to have the Lions first down as he's got it up to the 28-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
11 yards there and a Lion first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Hey, 76! 76! Tiger! Tiger! Hey, get him!
On second down, here's Goff. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Inside the 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone. The Cowboy defense has a touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown. And this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Lance going to try to throw for this. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first.
Another ball up for grabs here, and this one is intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle is made by Micah Hyde. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that?
And that is caught. Touchdown. Brandon Cooks from 17 yards out. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
Aubrey now for the point after. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, Carlo. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Goff now looks to throw. It's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
A gain of 22 yards. And the Lions first down.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. To the air again. Goff. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
Now a 2nd and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
A gain of 16 yards. First down to Detroit.
Now a 1st down throw. Goff. He'll go right back to St. Brown. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point splits the uprights. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Touchdown, coach.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 149 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better really as the night's gone on.
That's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Staying on the ground with Vaughn. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
Ready up.
2nd and 7. Up the middle, it's Vaughn. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. It's a window and over. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Running to the right, this is Vaughn. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Check pink.
Vaughn, they'll try the left side. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From midfield, here's Lance. Working around the field, and he's got it incomplete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Vaughn on the handoff. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Deuce Vaughn with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And he returns this to the 22. This is 1st and 10. Here's Goff. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
Here's 2nd down. Now Goff. His throw incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Fourth down, 10 yards to go. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Goff throwing again. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but Probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Brian Branch from the secondary in on the tackle. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
3rd and 5. Here's Lance. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. Shreds him with a stiff arm. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either, throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number. Not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, good coverage there in the end zone, and it's been like that all game long. And now, down 2 scores, I imagine they'll try again, but it'll just be for posterity's sake.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is caught. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Well, somebody lit a fire under the offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Dallas, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they will fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Everything's popping off. We are going to do a full environmental episode. I'm waiting for the new NEWA to get here so I can plug it in, set it up, and use their CO2 sensors, and that'll allow me to slow down. And instead of doing all this work, plus that work, I can slow down and just come in here and view how beautiful it is and teach about the environment and setting it up properly. Right now, I've got humidity blowing at me because we opened up the tent. It feels really nice in here. That's the type of environment that unlocks really fast growth.